Okay, share a screen, Chandra. So, okay, today we are going to onboard our first connection. So, further the requirements. What are the requirements we need to onboard a connection? What are the details, minimum details you have to collect from the application team? Those things we'll discuss. Then we'll onboard the connection and we'll test it. Okay, open your notepad, please, Chandra. Your notepad, plus. We have a note down right all the requirements, so we'll follow the same. Okay, first one is entity ID. Entity ID. What is this entity ID, right? This is the unique ID of like we have set our to our configuration, right? Same way, can set to we will get the entity ID details from the application team also. How we will get from the uh, identity provider. Same way, service provider also they have to give their identity, unique ID. So that is what entity ID. Next one we have is yeah. What is the other detail we need to get from the application team is uh, ACS URL. So what is this ACS URL? ACS URL is the one which will actually from where you will get the means what is this man? It will validate our assertion, right? So I have shown you the PPT, right? Okay, ACS URL is the one which will validate the SAML assertion. So we have to get that details from the application team. So that is one aspect which we need to get it. Okay, and third important thing is uh, attribute statement. Sometimes we have to send the user information, right? If application teams ask for any user information, we have to send it to the application team in the form of attribute statement. The form of attribute statement. Those details, right? We'll get it from the application team. Okay. So let's say, for example, they want first name. Okay, note it down. These are the basic. So regular how they last, right? First name, last name, first name. No, don't give first underscore. First name. That is one word. First name, last name, email address, user groups. So we have discussed about the user groups, right? We have this. What is this? Four groups, right? Employee,
These are contractors, employee, VP.
contractors. Yeah, these are the user groups. And now we'll go one by one. So first name in LDAP, where is the in which attribute the first name it will be located? It will be stored in which attribute?
CN.
First name it is in given name. First name, right? It will be stored in the given name. So in which attribute? Okay, click on the table editor.
Yes, sir.
On the table editor. Okay. There you could see the table editor, right side, table editor. Right side, table editor. You define table editor. Okay. So here, SN given name, that is where your first name will be located. And you have the uh, given name, that is the first name. SN is there above. This is a Cox. That is where your last name will be located. Just last name, right? In general, it will be stored in the SN and LN. Okay. And mail, user's email, right? It will be stored in the mail attribute. It will be in the mail. The attribute name is mail. It is just simply mail. So we need to retrieve these details from the application team. Okay, listen guys. We have to retrieve these details from the application team and we need to pass those values. That is what we have to do. We
So
have
where is
to
the user group, sir? User group.
user groups. Okay, click on properties. That it will be stored in attribute name called member of. Is
Yes,
member
sir.
of. Click properties down. Click on properties. Down. Click on properties. There you could see is member of. Scroll up. Click again. Green color letters is member of. At user level, that information, right? It will be stored in that attribute. So is member of. Okay. Is member of. So let's say yeah, these are the values we need to get and map. This is what we need to set in the user group. Okay, and additional requirements, right? Like whether the application need multi-factor authentication. Those requirements, right? We'll see it in future. How we can set the multi-factor authentication. Those details, right? We'll see it in our future sessions. For now, just go stick with this. These are the basic details which are more than enough to onboard a connection. These are more than enough to onboard a connection. So, okay, now how we'll see how we'll on. Now we'll create one dummy connection. Okay, then we'll see with the dummy connection, right? We can check the authentication is happening or not. Then we'll go for the actual connection. Okay, where you can actually able to log means how the SP initiated SAML request and SAML response are generated. So go to your PF console. To your PF console. Uh, applications. Applications. SP connections. Yes. You are acting as an identity provider so that you can onboard all the SP connections. Since you are acting as an identity provider, right? You can onboard the SP connections. Okay. Now create connection. Create connection. Click on create connection. Do not use a template. Click next. Next. Do not use a template, right? Okay, select browser SSO profiles. Select browser SSO profiles. Click next. SAML 2.4 protocol. Yes. Click next. Click next. No metadata. If application team provides some metadata, right, we can use their data. If they didn't provide any metadata, right, so we can create using our own requirements. So since this is the first connection and they didn't provide any metadata for us, what we can do, right, we will utilize these things. Okay, so click next. Yeah, give the entity ID, partner SP entity ID. So give some dummy name as app1 or app2 or something like that. The connection name also same thing. You can give the connection name also same thing. Yes. Remaining all optional fields. Okay, click next. Scroll down, click next. So where you can give the application team details. Okay, configure browser SSO. Select IDP initiated SSO and SP initiated. Yeah, this is one requirement test. So which type of SSO they need, whether they need IDP initiated SSO or SP initiated SSO, or whether they need both kinds of SSO. So these details also you can get it from the application team. So check both. No issues. It depends. Let us assume go with both. Yeah, click next. SLO not required. If you click SLO, right, we need to provide the SLO URL. For now, it is not required. 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after. So what is this meaning, right? So let's say in case of SP initiated SSO, SP, it will send the SAML request, right? So that request should reach the identity provider within 5 minutes. Same way, identity provider, it has to send the SAML response within 5 minutes. So total we have 10 minutes of okay, within 10 minutes of time frame, right? The transaction should complete all the transaction, right? That's the maximum time. So if you want, you can increase also. Okay, next. So configure assertion creation. So what is assertion? Assertion is a combination of authentication statement, authorization statement, and attribute statements, right? We will configure all these three. How we can configure these statements, right? We'll see now. On configure assertion creation. Click next. Yeah, extend the contract. So here we'll configure the attribute statement details. What is this extend contract, right? If you see, right, if you go back to your Notepad++, there we have extended like first name, last name, email address. First, we'll declare here. So these are the contracts which we are going to send to the service provider. So type it first name, last name, type them, add last name, add next email address. Don't give any spaces. And user groups. What are all the user groups that we have to send to the application? Click next. Next. So here is your authentication source mapping. See the tab. So we have created the adapter, right? Basic adapter. So we will use that adapter as our authentication source. Map new adapter. Later we'll see the policies. For now, we'll start with the map new adapter. So yesterday we have created that one, right? Yes. HTML. Yeah. See, from this HTML, you are getting only the username. You are not getting any other user details. But as per the application requirement, right? How to send the additional parameters like first name, last name,
Once.
those things.
Email.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll see how we can get those details. Click next. Okay, wait. See the options. The default option is mapping method. Use only the adapter contractor values. So you have declared for the contracts, right, that we have to send it to the application team. Use only the adapter contract, whichever values we are getting it from the adapter, right? Use only them. But here we have declared like we'll send the first name, last name, email address, and those details. But if you go with this option, right, you will get only the username. You cannot get any other additional details, right? Is this option can we go with this option? One second, guys. So can we go with this option?
No, sir. Actually, we need
No.
some more details. So
Yes.
because we need your first name, last name, email address, additional details.
One second. Yeah. So, but we need to get additional details. Here you are getting only the uh, few
Username.
fields.
Only at the time of adapter, we will get only one.
Yes. So this option is not worth for us. Okay. So we'll see about the next options. What we have. Okay. Retrieve additional attributes from a data store. Include options to alternate map. So what is this option, right? Get additional files from the data store. Okay. We have to get the additional details from the data store. We can connect to the LDAP and we can get it. Include options. Uh, Fail safe mapping. What is this fail safe mapping, right? Let's say as per this requirement we have made an agreement like we will send the first name, last name, email address, these attributes to the service provider. But in case you fail to send any attribute, okay, let's say for example in data store, right, some field value is missing. That means we cannot send, right? We will just send, we can send only the null value. So what we need to do in case of such issues? That is that option. What we can do in case of such options. So that for such kind of options, right? You can means manage. So we can abort the SSO transaction, or you can say like these are the fields which were missed. Uh, these are the fields which were missed and all from the data store. You can send notifications like that. The good point, right? We can abort the session. I also see this is one good option where you can abort the session directly. And another option, what you have is what? Oh,
It is using a mapping kind of for multiple data.
okay, first option from single or multiple data stores, right? You can map values. Okay, so from for our use case, right? Which is the best option now?
Second one.
First option. First option also same thing, but whereas in second option, right? The connection will be lost. Okay, if you missed any details,
One value. Okay.
okay, the connection will be lost. That's the issue of it. So go with the first option. Here also you can select multiple details, multiple values. You can connect to the data store and you can get the details. So go with the first option and click next. Yeah, here click on add attribute store. So what is this means? You can connect to the data store and you can get the details. Yeah, connect to the LDAP. You can give any ID, LDAP or LDAP source ID and source description. LDAP, LDAP. No need to give underscore on it. Just it's for this application. Just give LDAP. That's more than enough. LDAP. No. At description also you can give the same thing. No, yeah, those things. These and all. You directly so which from which data store you are going to connect the details. Okay, those details you can mention here. Open DJ. Click next. Next. Okay. Yeah, give the base DL where all our users are there. Go to your J Explorer and see.
People.
Yeah, right click, copy DL. Right click on that one. Copy DL. So under here you need to read 1 second. One second. Shut up. So here you can here what we are doing here we can do the search base and search.
Search base. Yeah, search.
Yeah. So same thing. Next level we will do that one. But here we are not retrieving all the fields. So here we are retrieving only the required attributes. Returning the required attributes only. So under root object class, select show all attributes. Also we are doing the search operation, but we are returning only the required attributes. Under show all attributes, yes. Under attribute. So what are the details we need to get? First name. First name where it will be located? It will be located in
First name
given
is
name.
located in
Given name.
given name.
Okay, type fastly given name. AVN, yes. Right side add attribute. Okay. And last name, where it will be located?
SM.
Yeah. Okay, add attribute. Yes. Last name.
Mail.
Email address. So in which attribute? It is mail, just mail. Mail. It's just mail. Okay. and attribute
User group.
user group. User groups. User groups is member of mail, given name, SN, yes. Click next. So filter condition. So UID equal to, down you could see dollar username, right? You can use that one, UID. UID equal. Don't give any space, extra space. Before UID. Is there any space or not?
No.
Okay. Click next. That's the filter condition. So here also we are doing the search operation. We are returning only the required attributes. Click close this one. Yeah. Click next. Okay. Scroll down. Done. Scroll down. Done. So click next. So here these are the attributes which we are sending to the service provider. The first one is SAML subject. So here subject means for which user you are sending the SAML response. In general, we used to map the username value. So in general, we used to map the username value, which are okay. From where you are getting the username? Actually, from adapter. Select the drop down. You'll see the options. From where? From adapter only, right? Whichever value user enters in the login screen, that value only you are passing to the yes username. Yes. Email address. From where you are getting?
LDAP.
Remaining all you are getting it from LDAP. So which value? Mail. First name. Last name. Yes. Click next. That's it. Okay. Issuance criteria. So this is the place where you can actually write the authorization conditions. For now, no need. We'll do it later. Go without issuance criteria. Click next. Scroll down. Done. So so far we have done. Okay. Click next. This is also completed. We have mapped already mapped. Scroll down. Done. The summary page, right? It will come multiple times. Click next. Configure protocol settings. Configure protocol settings. Click on configure protocol settings. So I forgot to tell you one thing, guys. So here SAML, right? It supports multiple bindings. SAML protocol, right? It will support multiple bindings. So here, based upon the requirement, application type requirement, right? We have to select this one. So what is this bindings? I can say. Okay, I'll tell about this one later. For now, just go with post and post bindings. I need to show you one PPT. That PPT is not available in Mail. I'll get that one and I'll show you. For now, just go with this post and post. Okay, post. Click endpoint URL. You can give anything like what you can say google.com, https google.com. Let us assume that is the ACS URL. Click on add.
We need to give an index, sir.
No need to give any index. Click on add. Next. Okay, select here also only post. Uncheck others. Just check post. Okay, click next. Next. Select always sign the assertion. We will always put our signature, put our signature in the assertion, and we can send it. Okay, click next. Okay, encryption. So sometimes, not sometimes, we have to send the user details in the SAML encryption, right? So sometimes we may need to send the sensitive data. So in that case, right, if you want to encrypt your SAML assertion, right? If at all you wanted to encrypt your SAML assertion, you have to get the encryption certificate from the application team. So actually, in general, that certificate you have to get from the application team. So by using that certificate, right, you can encrypt that one. So since we don't have any proper application set, we can go with the none. So you can encrypt the whole assertion, or if at all you wanted to encrypt some specific data in the assertion, right, you can encrypt. In that way, you can do this one. Okay, click next. No, go for now. Go with none. We don't have any encryption certificate available, right? Go with none. No encryption. Click next. Scroll down. Done. Click next. Scroll down. Done. The summary page you will get it multiple times. Scroll down. Done. Yeah. Click next. This is also we have completed. Configure credentials. This is the place where you'll configure a signing certificate. Yes. So see there it will show all the available certificates. Yes. Select that signing certificate. So include the certificate. Check include the certificate. So while sending the signature also, we'll send our certificate also. In the signature, along with the signature, we can send our certificate. That is what that for option. Okay, click next. Done. Click on done. Click next. And save it. Okay. So go to your browser. Okay, this meeting it will end in 5 minutes, guys. But don't worry, rejoin immediately. Okay, now go to your browser and we need to add one extension, guys. We need to add one extension. That extension name is SAML Tracer. That extension name is SAML Tracer. Add that Chrome extension. SAML Tracer. Add it to your Go to your extensions. Yeah, bookmark that one. No. Right side, you could see top right, that extension screen is there. Yeah, pin that one. That's it. Okay. Please rejoin. I will start the meeting again. Now we will see the testing.